Hey, what's up, guys? Let's EQ a kick. So I found one. I'll just drop it in here. And first off, you'll notice it sounds a little bit different. That's because the fades are on. Right click, show fades, and then just move this guy over. Right. So I have a kick. Let me boost it up a bit. Nah, I don't need to do that. So I have a kick that I just kind of picked at random, and I want to make it fit using an EQ, and I'm using an EQ as a tone control. So what I always do for most kicks is I will notch out a part of a kick that I don't like, which is kind of like a woody kind of knock, and we'll hear it now. That part right there. I don't really like that, in case you're wondering. It's usually is somewhere between like 150 and 200, 250. It really depends on the kick and what key it's in, but I usually take that out, and I'll A-B it now. Right, and it makes the kick sound a little bit better, and it makes it fit better in the mix, because a kick is two parts: the low component and the high component. It's three. I should actually start. Yeah, okay. It's three parts. It is the umph. You can hear that. What I'll do. Hold on. Yeah. Let's just select one of these guys. All right. So it's the umph. It's down here. Right, and the second part is the body, and that is it's kind of a harsh transient. Right, it's there. And then there's the higher component. It's a click. Right, so it's the three parts, and there's three parts to a kick. So what I'll do is I'll also take a bit out of the body, and I'll use kind of a rounded edge. I'll listen to it while I do it. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of planning ahead, and I want it to. I have an idea of how I want my tracks to kind of feel, and by doing this, I'm clearing out a lot of space for the end stages to have a heavy kick, because there's a lot of room around here for, I guess this is where, like, the bass will sit, but the sub bass remains untouched, and I can still have a bunch of headroom added. Right, because there's a big difference. Most kicks are different, but this is usually the curve that I follow. Right, so here, I'll show you. That little dip that I do, what it does is it really it'll change the tone of the kick depending on where you are. So it's kind of hard to master that. You can really take the fundamental out of the kick. Right, so depending on where you put it, the notch, you can have it super thin. I usually have it about there, but it'll really change the feel of the kick. In the continuity of the whole track, you'll add. Well, you won't add, but you'll have extra room for other fun bits. Because you kind of plan ahead. So this would be for like the bass fundamental kind of poke out around here. I'll show you in this one. The bass fundamental will poke out here. You have your clap, your snare, and other kind of percussion would poke in through this little area. And what you want to do is you want to EQ your whole track around your kick, because you do that anyway with your side chaining and all that fun stuff. You do that anyway, so in relation to the kick, you EQ everything around it. So the kick is kind of, this is like your starting block, like your cornerstone. So again, you'd have your clap and such come through in this area, some of your higher end percussion here, and you'll want your click to come through of your kick. And yeah, and then once all that's done and you have everything all nice and neat in your master channel, you'll want to put some sort of compressor, multi-band, to kind of glue everything together. I know that's a new term, but it's basically taking out the harsh dynamics of everything and smoothing it out, and adding some sort of maximizer to bring your kick back up, and you'll have a track that sounds really tight. And it all starts with having your kind of cornerstone. I EQ as I go, but you can still kind of do this. You know, when you're halfway through your track. And yeah, indeed. Okay, we'll be back with some more stuff. But yeah, burn that image into your head. You don't have to do it this way, but you know, you should. All right, take care.